What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we have a chit chat, get ready with me. I felt like just doing my makeup, so I figured why not pop on the camera, do my makeup and chit chat with you guys. So I asked you on Instagram to give me a couple kind of topics or questions, and I literally have so many of them. So I'm excited to just go through some topics and some questions and just chit chat with you guys while I do my makeup. My nails, first things first, are horrendous. Like, I can't even believe I'm like showing them right now. They're so bad, but I'm just kind of letting them do their thing. Half of them have already come off, so it is what it is. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. The first thing I'm gonna do is put on some primer. I'm probably not gonna really show or share the products as much in this video, but I will of course link it down below for you guys. Probably gonna have to move my hair out of the way. Okay, let's go ahead and look for like a topic or a question right now. Someone asked, what are you getting ready for? Honestly, I just feel like there was some shade attached to that, but that's okay. If you want to be shady, girl, you be shady. I ain't getting ready for shit. Absolutely nothing. The first question that I have here is, how do you deal with people asking about your relationship or asking why you don't share your relationship? I'm very private as well, and people don't understand that not everything needs to be shared, and it gets annoying. It 1000% does get annoying. I definitely understand to a certain extent, but I do feel like at this point it is super relentless just to continuously be asked the same things over and over when you already know the answer. It's just so repetitive and relentless. Like, if you know that someone doesn't want to share their relationship because they prefer to keep it quiet, why continuously pester them about it? Like, it does get annoying, honestly. I don't know what it is, but as a society, I feel like people focus a lot on other people's lives rather than their own. It's actually kind of sad. Again, I do see to a certain extent, because I am an influencer. I have other influencers that I follow, and I love keeping up with their lives. That's why I follow them. But I don't pester them to share every tiny little thing if they don't want to share every tiny little thing. Like, it comes with, like, there's like a line, you know what I mean? But yeah, I do just notice, just like as a society, I don't know if it's because of social media has just gotten really huge over the last 5 to 10 years, but I've noticed that like just people in general have an obsession with other people's lives, but they don't focus on their own. It's actually really pathetic. Like, if we're just being honest. Again, I have so many people that I follow, you guys. Like, as much as I'm an influencer, I also have, you know, my favorite YouTubers. I also have people that I love to follow. So I love social media. I'm all here for like following other people's lives. I love it. I'm all here for it. But again, there's a line, and I just feel like it's gotten over, like, people just overdo it. They get too obsessed with other people's lives, and to the point where you're focusing and obsessing so much over someone else's life, and a lot of times judging it, making negative comments when you don't even focus on your own life. Another thing that I was thinking about over the weekend, because I saw one of my friends here on YouTube, Jasmine, she made a tweet about like how disrespectful it just is to ask women when they're gonna have children, as if that's like our only purpose, and as if, you know, sometimes people don't want kids and that's okay. But that's just like another topic to me that kind of correlates with this. It's like the same thing essentially, where I just wonder, why are you as a person so, like, I can't relate to this. I've never looked at somebody and be like, I wonder when they're gonna have kids. I wonder when they're gonna birth a baby. Like, it's so crazy to me. Like, I mean, I might have had like a tiny thought, like, oh, I wonder when they're gonna have kids, and then like it pops out of my mind, but I've never been so consumed with that thought to the point where I have to pester someone about that. And again, this is one example of many. Like, people will be like, what are you gonna do about this? How's your marriage? How's this? What did you do for Valentine's Day? What did you do this? Like, people are so obsessed with other people's lives. Like, it's insane. And again, I understand to a certain extent because I'm an influencer, and that, like, we all love to follow each other's lives through social media. I love it as well. But all I'm saying is people take it overboard. That's what I am saying. Like, I've just never been so obsessed with another woman's uterus. Like, why, as a woman, if you have a uterus, why are you so obsessed with another woman's uterus? I wanna know. Like, if you love uteruses that much, why don't you just bust your own legs open and have like a million children of your own? It's like so wild to me. But yes, to answer your question, girl, it does get annoying. Real quick before we continue, I want to give a huge shout out to today's sponsor, which is Built Bar. And I actually just saw on Instagram, one of my friends, Naz, she posted this and she mentioned that she warms hers up in the microwave. And let me tell you, that is a game changer. Like, these are good on their own, especially on the go. They are low calorie, low carb, low sugar, high protein. So they're just perfect to fit into whatever your fitness goals are, especially if you are looking to lose weight. So they're already amazing on their own, but if you warm them up in the microwave, they are like a ooey gooey little dessert. Like they taste like a freshly made, freshly baked dessert. I do have a link if you guys want to get 20% off, so I will leave my link in the description box down below. Real quick, shout out to my favorite flavor that I'm actually eating right now. I've been eating while before I filmed this video while I was getting ready. The peanut butter brownie is delish. And again, warm it up in the microwave. So good. So someone says, is there any issues that you deal with mentally? Honestly, all the time. And I feel like right now I'm currently just like going through it and I don't know what it is. It's really weird. I don't know what shade to use, but I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer, but it's really weird. But I almost feel like ever since the new year hit, I've just been in a funk and I cannot escape it. Like I've tried so hard to escape it. And I will say, I feel like the more you tell yourself you're in a funk, like I'm really big on just like whatever the environment you set up for yourself mentally is the environment that you will live in. So I feel like that's been one of my mistakes, is like continuously just like telling myself I'm in a funk. Like obviously I am in one, but the more you like harp on it, just the worse it becomes. So I feel like, yeah, anyways, but I have definitely been in like a funk. I don't know, it's just like I just lost my mojo somewhere in 2021. Like I left it in 2020. I don't know, but my plan to get my mojo back is to stop saying I'm in a funk. Tell myself that, you know what I mean? Like what you tell yourself is really what your reality becomes. I kind of lost what my thought was earlier, but I was thinking about something early this morning and I can't remember now what it was. I don't know, I can't remember what it was, but it's something like a really good example. But it basically just is about how what you tell yourself really truly does become your reality. So it's so important for you to just like set yourself up for a good mindset. I know people say that, but it honestly is so true. Like I've improved my self-confidence so much just by simply complimenting myself. When I look in the mirror now, I do not allow myself to say anything bad. And if I do say something bad, because I'm human, it happens. If I make a mistake and I say something bad, then I have to replace it with 2 compliments. Like that's something that I did a lot in 2020 and it made me so much more of a confident person. So I just don't say anything bad about myself. I'm constantly complimenting myself, both physically and just mentally. And I feel like that is huge. Like it just, you know, what you say, your mind is really truly just everything. It's so powerful. It really is just like the hub and the engine for everything. I've also been kind of dealing with something that I realized that I do is I tend to kind of be the type of person that either lives in the past or the future. I don't know, I just am in that habit. I feel like a lot of people can actually probably relate to that. But yeah, one thing I noticed is I have a dangerous habit of like looking at the past and admiring the past and being like, oh, remember when I did that? Remember when I weighed that amount like in the past, like a year ago? Like I'm so obsessed with like the past and the experiences that I had or the memories that I had. I'm either that or like I'm focused on what I want to do in the future, what my goals are, where I want to be in 5 years. And then I realize when like you're never in the present then. Like I'm never here now in this moment enjoying it. And the problem with that is fast forward 50 years, you're gonna go through all those 50 years never being present. You're gonna be like, whoa, wait, hold on. Was I even there? Was I even living my life? Because like, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but I'm sure you guys can relate. Like sometimes I'm just like, whoa, was I even there for the past 2 years? Because when I was there, I was thinking about the past and then the present, the future. And then now that I'm in the future, I'm thinking about another future, you know? So yeah, it's just super important to be present. And that's something that I'm really working on. So someone said, any advice on staying consistent with your fitness and diet routine, or just like your fitness routine in general? So the biggest thing that helped me, because honestly this is the longest I've ever been consistent, for like a year now, almost a year now, I've actually been working out 3 at the very minimum, but not even really 3. Like I usually work out 4 to 5 times a week. And I've really just stayed consistent with losing weight or maintaining it and not gaining. And I think the biggest thing for me, I can tell you right now, was changing my mindset. Like I used to say to myself like, Oh, like I actually would used to look at like fitness girls on Instagram and stuff, and I would be like, oh, I wish I was like that. Like I wish I was like a fitness girl. I wish I was the girl who enjoyed, you know, staying on track and going to the gym and working out. I wish I was that girl. And then it just like kind of hit me. And I was like, well, if you wish you were that girl, then why don't you be that girl? Like you can be anything you want. And the more you tell yourself, oh, but I'm just not. Like I'm just not that girl though. Why not? If that's what you want to be, then why not? Like, again, it comes down to a mindset. If you just tell yourself you're not something, or you tell yourself that you can't do something, you're never going to be able to. So one day I was just like, you know what? If I want to be that, if I wish I was that girl, then why not be that girl? So then I started telling myself that I am that girl. Like I would literally lie to myself. I would tell myself that I am that girl. I am that girl. I love working out and feeling good. I would literally lie to myself and just like affirm, like tell myself those affirmations in my head. Okay, I literally just had to leave the room to get my bronzer, but I'm back. So yeah, it really makes the biggest difference. Just switching your mindset. If you want to be something, tell yourself you are that, you know. I also used to tell myself that I was just the type of person that didn't like working out. I just don't like working out. Like I would say that all the time. And then I was like, well, Amy, of course you're not gonna like working out if you just keep telling yourself that. And you keep living in that misery. Like obviously you're never gonna enjoy it. So I know this sounds crazy, but it kind of clicked in my head one day that I was like, you know what though? I started focusing on the positive. Okay, if you want to tell yourself so much that you hate working out, what is it about working out that you do like? Like, let's think of something positive here. Let's not harp on the negative. So then I asked myself that question and I came up with the answer, and the answer was pretty much, for me personally, what I enjoyed about working out was that it gave me a sense of control over my life. I noticed that anytime I would stick to a workout routine, that I would actually mentally, like my mental health would be so much better. My confidence would be better. My mental health would be better. I would stay on track with other things. If I was working out, then that also meant that I would do a lot more self-care and pamper sessions because I just felt better about myself. So I would do more facials. I would wash my hair more. I would do cute hairstyles. I would wear cute outfits. It was like a trickle effect. When you take care of yourself physically, mentally I was just so much better. And I just, you know, it just basically working out in general, it keeps me on track and it makes me feel like I'm taking care of myself so that I don't get off track with other things. And it also just gives me a sense of control. I'm a control freak. I am a huge control freak. I'm sure you guys, you know that. And so having control over my life was huge. And I noticed that any time I didn't have a workout routine, I felt like my life was a little bit out of control. It was almost like I would feel like I didn't have a grasp on my own life, because if that was out of control, then the rest kind of trickled. So I thought about those two positive things. And once I realized those positive things, then I said to myself, okay, so think about that. Stop telling yourself that you just don't like working out and start telling yourself how much you love working out because it gives you control over your life, and tell yourself how much you love working out because it makes you feel like you're taking care of yourself. So once I started actually telling myself those things, I am not kidding you guys. Like for the last year, I've literally been working out 4 to 5 days a week, which is crazy to me because I'm just like, that's a little excessive. 5 days a week is a little excessive. But I'm not forcing myself. I love it. Like I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do, if I'm not filming or something, first thing I do is put on a workout outfit, put on a cute little outfit and go do my at-home workout. And I love it. Like I'm not forcing myself, and I do that 4 to 5 days a week, every morning on those days. And it's just like crazy to me. As soon as I switched my mindset, something just clicked. And now it's to the point where if I can't work out, like I think it was last week, I was super busy. Like last week I just was not able to, like literally was not, I did not have the ability in my schedule. And I only worked out 3 days last week. And I was just like missing it so much. Like I wanted that 4th or 5th workout. So it honestly, again, it comes down to your mindset. It's everything. Okay, quickly, I want you guys to comment in the comment section what show you're watching on Netflix right now, because I have been watching the new show, Firefly Lane, and it is so good, you guys. Like seriously, I've been loving it. At first, when I started watching it, I was like, oh, I like this show. It's cute. I like it. 4 or 5 episodes in, I was like, I love it. This show is amazing. Like it's one of those shows, it just gets better and better as the episodes go on. It just gets better and better. It is so good. It's a very cute show. It's pretty much about 2 best friends that grew up together. So the whole show is just basically showing you their lives. And it just goes in and out from when they were like kids to young adults to more mature adults. So it just goes and shows you their whole life. But it is so good. I highly recommend you guys watching it, especially if you like shows that are similar to ones that I like. You will definitely love it. I am gonna put on some MAC Give Me Sun bronzer. I have not used this bronzer in so long. Oh my God, something that did happen this week, which was so unexpected. Yesterday, was it yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before yesterday. My sister actually got a puppy, which I'm so excited for. She's been wanting a puppy for forever, and I have just been dying for it because I just feel like Sugar needs a BFF. And I know some of you guys are probably like, doesn't Sugar have Bentley? Isn't Bentley his BFF? For those of you who don't like, who haven't kept up with my channel and haven't been watching me for a while, I've been loving this e.l.f. cream blush, by the way. It is incredible. Bentley is actually my parents' dog, and for those of you who've been watching me for years, then you would have seen him in my vlogs a lot in the past, because obviously when I lived with my parents, but Bentley is my parents' dog. And no, Bentley and Sugar are not BFFs. Sugar is Bentley's best friend. No, Bentley is Sugar's best friend, but Sugar's not Bentley's best friend, if that makes sense to you. Basically what I'm saying is Bentley, he doesn't really like Sugar, okay? Not that he doesn't like him, but Bentley is very antisocial dog. I think one of the mistakes we made with him is we didn't really socialize him when he was a puppy. So he's just an antisocial dog now. Like seriously, Bentley is a whole mood, like literally. He doesn't with no one, like, and the thing is, Sugar is a very energetic dog, and he's also very friendly. My boy, Sugar baby back there, is a Sagittarius. See him? That boy. He's a Sagittarius. He's a social butterfly. He's so friendly. He wants to be best friends with everybody and chat up a storm with everybody. And hello, my baby. And Bentley's just like, no, relax. So yeah, I think Bentley just doesn't like, they don't hate each other. Like they get along when they're there, like whatever, but Bentley kind of barks a lot when Sugar's around because I think he gets irritated by how like, you know, overly friendly Sugar is. So it's hilarious when they're together. But anyways, Sugar has been in need of like a real BFF. So I'm like, Steph, the minute you get a puppy, we are gonna force Sugar and your puppy to be like BFFs, okay? So she got a Pomeranian, and she's the cutest thing ever. It's a girl, so Sugar's gonna have like a little girl BFF, hopefully. I mean, they did meet and all was pretty, it was pretty good. It was actually pretty good, so let's just fingers crossed they're gonna be BFFs. Okay, my brows look a mess. It's just one of those days where it's just not turning out. So someone asked how to have better communication in relationships, and I have a really good tip. So one thing that is super helpful is having communication days once a week. I find it's helpful to set out a day where you guys can sit down, talk, and communicate. And for the first few months, you have it scheduled in literally in your calendar every single week. Pick a day and pick the same day, roughly the same time every single week, so that it's a commitment. And you would sit down with each other. Let's say you pick every like whatever day works best for your schedule, write it down in your calendar and call them communication talks, and literally have communication talks once a week. And what that does is if there's anything on your mind that happened throughout the week that you need to talk about, you sit down and you write it on your phone. And then when you have your communication talks, you guys sit down and talk to each other and bring up anything that you've had on your mind. This forces you to communicate, number one, and it also gives you a place to talk to each other, because a lot of the times couples will like harbor things. So if something pissed you off, you just don't talk about it and then it goes on for months. Having your communication talks scheduled gives you a place to talk about what's bothering you so that it doesn't linger on and it doesn't go on forever, you know? I honestly don't know where I got that technique from, but it's something that I just came up with one day, and it seriously is the most helpful thing ever. And once you do that for a few months, you'll actually start learning that you actually start communicating better on your own without having to have scheduled talks. And then if you enjoy having the schedule talks, then you just continue doing that. Oh my God, yeah. So someone said, just saw your story about the coyotes. Does that scare you, especially with sugar? So if you follow me on Instagram, then you saw me post this video literally the other night, you guys. I was sleeping in my pretty little bed right over there, having the best time of my life. And it was like 3:30 in the morning, and I just woke up to these like screaming, yelping, I don't even know what like the noise they make is called, but they were literally going ham. There was so many coyotes like behind my house. Just where I live, there was a lot of coyotes, and in general in the GTA, if you live in the GTA, then there's like a serious coyote problem. Like, it's intense. So yeah, they were literally so loud to the point where they woke me up, which is weird because I'm like a pretty, not a heavy sleeper, but I'm like a decent sleeper. Like, you'll like go and take a bath and I won't even hear you. So just the fact that they woke me up was insane. So I literally took a video like 3:30 in the morning. Sugar woke up. So before I even moved in, I didn't even think about coyotes. Like, it didn't cross my mind, if I'm being completely honest with you. And then the inspector was kind of like obviously inspecting the house and everything. And then she kind of just quickly said, hey, you know, just a warning, if you have a small dog, you know, there's been coyotes in the area, so don't let your dog in the backyard alone. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, this is gonna sound really dumb, but I didn't even know what coyotes were at one point. Like, literally, it sounds so dumb. But a few years ago, I was actually at Lakeshore in Mississauga, and I was with my sister and my boyfriend at the time, my husband now. And there's literally a coyote, like legit on the sidewalk. Busy cars, people walking, like Lakeshore. There's just a coyote chilling, walking on the sidewalk. And I didn't even know what a coyote was. And my sister was like, oh my God, there's a coyote. And I was like, what's a coyote? And she's like, you don't know what a coyote is? And I was like, I don't know what a coyote is. She's like, Amy. So she's like explaining it to me, and I'm like, oh my God, that's like so creepy. So then, ever since then, I knew what it was, right? But I just didn't have much experience with it, whatever. So fast forward, bought this house, and the inspector was just warning me. So I was like, okay, it's kind of freaky. And then I kind of started just, you know, I don't know, me, the way I am, like, I need to have knowledge in something to feel like I have control over my life. So like, knowledge just makes you feel like I have control. Once we closed on the house, did the renovations, and moved in, then it like hit me, and I was like, oh my God, I can't like leave Sugar alone in the backyard, or not even just like leave him alone, but like he has to be like heavily supervised, you know? So then I started Googling about coyotes in the area, and I saw so many horror stories of like the coyotes taking people's dogs straight out of their backyard, even if they have a fenced in yard. I took Sugar outside in the backyard for like 7 in the morning, and he was peeing, and then I look up and there's literally a coyote. Like, it's hard to explain it, and I don't want to explain it in too much detail because it's just like privacy reasons. I don't want to give people any hints on where I live, but just based on like my view and everything, the coyote wasn't in my backyard, but they were like, I would say like 30 or 40 feet away from my house. Pretty close, honestly, right there. And all the coyote did was just walk by. Like, didn't even look at me, didn't even look at Sugar, just walked by. I don't know if he didn't see us. I don't think he saw us. So I was like, okay, we're in the clear. He didn't see us. That was like my first interaction. Then the year after that, which was right now, like not this year, 2020. Basically it was like December, I think, or November. I don't even remember. Anyways, like 2 or 3 months ago, whatever, I saw another coyote. This time it was further away. It was like, I would say like 60 or 70 feet, but still within range for me to like see it, you know? And I don't even know if I'm giving like accurate feet estimations. Anyways, I was taking Sugar out, and my alarm had gone off because I was like, shit, I forgot to turn off the alarm. And so I let Sugar out, and opening the door triggered my alarm. So then I ran to go turn off my alarm, but I didn't want to leave Sugar alone, unattended, right? So I was like, Sugar, come back inside. Like, come back inside, right? Just for a quick second while I turn off the alarm. And he wouldn't listen to me, because it's not that Sugar doesn't listen to me. He's actually really well trained and he does listen to me. But it's like, in his mind, he's like, you just let me out to pee. Like, I need to pee first, so I'm not gonna pee in the house. Like, that's what he's thinking, right? So he didn't listen to me. and like literally the alarm is going off, so I need to turn it off. So I had no choice. I guess looking back now, in the moment I could have picked Sugar up and take him in, but I don't know, in the moment, like I was just like, I felt like I had no choice. So I just quickly, like literally ran to turn off the alarm and like ran back. I'm not joking, it must have been a total of 20 seconds. And like literally, that's not an exaggeration. Literally the alarm thingy is like in my living room and the patio door is like right there, like 20 seconds max. I come back, Sugar is there, everything is good. I look up, there's a coyote literally like 50, 60, 70 feet, whatever. I don't know feet estimations, like within range. Literally right there, staring at us right in the eye. And I was so scared. And I told Sugar right away, because he actually, by this time, thank God, he was done peeing and doing whatever he had to do. So I told Sugar right away, like, come inside. I said, Sugar, come. And actually, Sugar looked at the coyote and like saw him in the eye. And the thing about Sugar, as I just mentioned to you guys, is he's very, yes, I'm talking about you. He's looking at me. The thing with Sugar is he's very friendly. So when he sees another dog and another human, he always like he reacts. Like he either goes like, and like wants to go run up to them, or like he'll bark. Not bark out of aggression, but like bark out of like excitement and just like want to go talk to them. He saw the coyote and he didn't make a noise. Like Sugar did not make a peep, and he actually ran inside the house. Like it was almost like he got the vibe that like you don't want to mess with that type of thing. Like I thought he would think it's a regular dog because they kind of look like dogs, you know, or they're just an animal in general. So I thought he would get excited. Yeah, I guess he must have sensed that it was just not friendly, and that just wasn't a good thing. So I told him, I said, Sugar, come inside. And he listened to me right away and came inside quickly. So thankfully, like everything was fine, but it literally probably wasn't even 20 seconds. It was like 10 or 15 seconds. Probably even closer to 10, honestly. It's like literally, you guys know my house, you've seen it. Like the alarm is like right in the living room, and then the patio door is like right there. But actually I forgot to say this part of the story. Before I went to shut off the alarm, I swear to God, like I'm not even just saying this, before I went to turn off the alarm and before I left, I peeked out my head to look, and I looked, nothing was there. I was like, okay, so I'm good. Like if nothing's there, I can like quickly take 10 seconds, right? By the time I came back 10, 15 seconds later, out of nowhere, there's a coyote. So the only thing I can think of is that maybe it was extremely far away and then it just ran up. Like, I don't know, but I'm legit telling you that it was not there before, like when I quickly left. And I actually have cameras in the back of my house too that ended up actually recording it, but it cut off at a certain point, but it ended up recording the part where I opened the door and there was no coyote there. So I don't know at what point it showed up, but anyways. Okay, I'm gonna use the KKW #1 lip liner. And mainly for the top, just because I overline my lips, I like to use 1.5 and it just helps it look more natural and blend in. So a few months ago, I actually placed an order on KKW and I bought a couple different lip products. This is Birthday Suit. I also got the shade Classic Kim and I just like really want to try it. So I'm just gonna use both of those. Yeah, this is so pretty. All right, you guys, so that is pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed just sitting down, chit-chatting with me and getting ready. I'm literally just gonna lay around my house and keep my makeup on just so I can feel cute, because I've literally just been no makeup, hair up, in my PJ sets all day, every day. So yeah, I'm just gonna lay around and feel cute. So hopefully you guys enjoyed hanging out with me, and of course I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.